ain't got no money for living. I ain't forgiving of what you done. I ain't got no reason for thinking.
Hey, you guys and gals, this is Multikiller Joe, and I'm signing in. Yes, I shaved. I got a shave, and I'm also wearing this. It's really cold in Florida, and I'm a Florida man, so I'm used to the heat. So that is why I'm wearing this. But today, I'm gonna do a video on the Ricardo Lopez, aka Bjork Stalker, analysis. I'm gonna do an analysis on him. If you don't know who Bjork is, it is an Icelandic singer. She's pretty famous. She did some like nice kind of innocent, crazy videos. Just think Katy Perry, but more child, childy, innocent in them. And it was back in the early '90s. That being said, let's get to Lopez. I'm gonna have some photos in the video for y'all, so let's get to it. So, let's get into it. Ricardo Lopez. He was born January 14th, 1997. And he died September 12th, 1996. That is his death date. He committed suicide in his apartment in Hollywood, Florida. Basically, to summarize him, and this cuts deep for me because Lopez, in my mind, was a shy man with mental issues, and he had so much self-loathing that he self-loathing and not being able to find purpose in life got him to this point. Unlike the Stair character, um, I'm pretty sure Ricardo knew that his plan wasn't going to fall through. Basically, what it comes down to is he was going to make a bomb with HIVs and send it to Bjork, but that didn't work. So he decided to use sulfuric acid. He actually knew that this plan wouldn't fall through, though, I think, because he stated that in his video multiple times. And there was just so much self hate towards himself. I mean, he's not the best looking guy, but I mean, if you really try, you could get a girlfriend and you can find meaning in your life, or you can get a boyfriend. It depends if you're a guy or a girl or either, whatever. But it's very sad. He talks about how he knows he'll never have purpose in life. He basically dropped out of high school to focus on art, I guess, which kind of is a bad idea. And he worked with his brother in basically what was it? Rodent or getting rid of pests and stuff like that, like bugs and rats and such. But moving forward, at some point, I think 1993 or 1995, he kind of fixated on Bjork, and it became an obsession. She was his muse at first, but he slowly went more insane over time progresses, and you can see it in his diaries. His diaries are actually on YouTube at this moment, which is kind of messed up because in some of them he's like completely naked. I mean, I know it's hot here in Florida, but man, back then in 1995 or 1996, I was at least rocking out with my Toy Story Whitey Tidies, man. You could have probably done the same. It's just one channel showed him walking around naked and stuff, but they didn't show his suicide, which I found weird. So you show him walking around with his dong flopping out, but you won't show the suicide. I have one video below that actually shows his last moments. Um, with warning, if you want to watch that, it's pretty bad. Um, it's by horror stories, so he shows stuff he's usually not supposed to show. But that's in the link below. I'm not showing that in this video. I'm not showing his last seconds. Basically, at some point in 1996, he sent the bomb to Bjork. And after that, when it successfully, I guess, got mailed, he basically went back to his apartment, shaved his head, painted his face red and green, I think, and I'll show a picture of it. It was really weird. You get so fixated on somebody and you end up doing this. And basically, he was listening to her songs before he left this world by putting a gun to his mouth and that's how Ricardo came to an end. He's a really fascinating character. A lot of people that do analysis of him actually kind of feel somewhat towards him, and I do too. I can understand not having fulfillment in this world, and you keep on trying, but you get kicked down. The problem is he had his issues, and he wasn't the best, but he did have an artistic side, and that's something good. Uh, too bad he didn't wait 10 more years, and he would have probably gotten to know YouTube, and that might have kept him from hurting himself. But what really upsets me is he would give his what was it, psychologist or therapist, like little back and forth things of what he was going to do before he did it. And I think at some point, the therapist tried to talk to his parents, and his parents tried to talk to Ricardo and told them, they told him that they would like him to come back and live with them, and they would take care of him. See, that's someone trying to help you. And if you know that you have something mentally wrong with you, mentally unstable, you need to tell somebody. You need to go get help. Back then, I don't think they could have helped him, but they tried. And that counts. If you see somebody trying, allow them to help you if you have a mental illness and you're that deep into it and you know it. Ricardo knew half of what was going on. I could see somewhat conflict in within him at points. And he had so much self-hatred that he basically couldn't stand himself, and he thought that he would never amount to anything. And it's really sad to hear that, but the fact that he used all this spite to try to hurt somebody, that's something I don't agree with. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, he was a racist. He said some racist comments. So at some point, Bjork got a boyfriend that was a different race, and he had said some comments out of it. I personally don't know whether Ricardo is racist. I don't think, though. I think that is the spite talking within him. So I want people to consider that was in spite. So he's gonna say some really random things. If you want to know a real racist person that has mental illness, Temple OS is the guy that I think above all, and his parents didn't like him talking like that. But Ricardo, we're going back to Ricardo, not Temple OS. I'm on Ricardo. Ricardo would say shit like that in his videos and get pissed because she was doing things with, I think, a UK star or something like that, and he was pissed about it. That's not cool either, saying the N word and stuff like that. But I personally think that was the spite talking and not him being racist. That's just me. That's just my point of view. You can disagree, but a lot of people in some of the comments on Ricardo Lopez, they would be, oh, well, he's racist. I don't give a damn about him. No, he's a mentally ill loner that you know, people in the world can't really help him. And he knows this, and he hates himself. And the one thing he's fixated on is taken away by some other guy. He's going to have spite and say some really crazy things. He went really crazy in the end, and I'm trying not to be mean because he is gone, but I disagree with him sending a bomb to her. I think the only reason he did it, and he states that it's probably not going to work throughout a lot of his diaries, and he even wrote a message on the walls, and that's how the police figured out that he sent it to Bjork. Thank goodness they found it in time, and basically they sent a bomb squad in the UK to help Bjork and get her away from the bomb, and then they I guess they detonated the acid bomb elsewhere, so it, you know, but Bjork was okay in the end, and that's a happy ending in me. Some cases like the Randy Stare didn't end like that, and the reason why I'm giving Ricardo a little bit more FaceTime like in pictures is because he wasn't he didn't have a hatred for everyone, and I personally do feel bad for him. This is um a self-loathing individual, and it hits far to home for me because we've all been there to where we feel like we don't have self-worth, but you can never give up. If anybody at all tries to help you, take the help. Take the help. His parents tried to help him. His psychiatrist tried, but our therapist tried, but he was only given little signals. But his mom and dad wanted him to move back with them. He should have done it. He should have tried not to hurt anybody. I can get that self-loathing and depression because he had a lot of depression. He doesn't act like he had depression, but I know he's depressed. You can kind of tell. And a lot of the times in his videos, he would say, "Oh well, I'm talking about the old Ricardo, and I don't hate Bjork, but I'm doing this for the old Ricardo." That's spite. He keeps going on about spite in some of his videos, and that's something I looked towards, and I'm like, dude, you're still mad about it. You need to chill out and like go get help. But in the mental state that he was, I don't think he could. Like near the end, when I kind of see him, it looks like he's fighting within himself, even though he don't look like himself anymore because he shaved his eyebrows and his head and painted his head a different. And I have a picture of it here. But yeah, you went from being a normal shy individual to going crazy. If y'all are watching this and y'all see this video, if you see somebody that needs help, try to help them as much as you can and let them know that they're loved. Okay? Because we need a lot of love in the world. This person, I feel bad for the other person. Randy Sturz just seemed like a narcissist, hateful person. This person seems like a shy individual that had so much self-loathing and depression that it caused him to make poor, bad decisions. And he killed himself for it and could have killed somebody else, but thank goodness that didn't happen. That is my analysis on Ricardo Lopez. Thank y'all for watching. It's been Multikiller Joe, and I am signing out.
Go look in the mirror, say